Perfect. Wait, which cutscene?
I haven't set to ARR.
Oh. No way, Rashiko is live. I should probably join the stream.
Yeah, good point. This is beautiful, but it's also running super quiet for some reason, and I'd hate for anyone to miss answers of all things, you know?
Oh my goodness, yes.
So hello everybody. If you came in the middle of the silence there, it's just because we were respectfully watching the opening cutscene of the Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. The original, well, not the original, because this game had an original launch. No one talks about that anymore. But the base game of the game that still exists and wasn't disavowed by Square. Why does this thing keep... Oh no?
Yeah, weird. Do I not have you listed as a friend?
Really?
It's like not showing you anywhere.
It told you that I was live. That suggests that you're subscribed somewhere.
Look at my friends list. The only person I see is someone that I don't actually like. It's someone I know, but it's not someone that I typically watch.
I think your friends list might be distinct from your the channels you follow. Because you can friend a user, but that's different than subscribing to a channel. Because a lot of people don't have channels, of course.
Here we go. For some reason, it's you're offline.
Okay, that's not good.
Even though it just told me you were streaming. Yep, there we go. Live channel. Now it's...
Okay, good, because this definitely says that it thinks I'm still streaming.
Please ignore my technical difficulties, it's fine.
Yeah, hi everybody, if there's anyone actually watching right now. We are currently getting set up to do a stream here. And we're having, it wouldn't be a live stream without technical difficulties, would it?
Never.
Oh wow, I guess that works even when I'm not looking at the game window.
Let's play the Final Fantasy XIV story.
That's
I like
us. Thank you. Yeah, for anyone who's tuned in, we are going to be going through the story of Final Fantasy XIV on a pair of new characters from the beginning.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, patch 5.3 just came out a couple of weeks ago, and
got a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I know. It hasn't even been 2 weeks technically. Feels like a lifetime.
Several.
So, in addition to traumatizing my wife, patch 5.3 brought with it a revamp of the earliest content in the game. They very thoughtfully chose parts of the game to cut out and parts of the game to leave in and parts of the game to revamp. I say thoughtfully in the sense that they were... I mean, here's the thing. Final Fantasy XIV has a story. Final Fantasy XIV is... I feel like the main reason you play 14, unlike most MMOs, is for the story. Because in most MMOs, you're playing the game for... I mean, a lot of people kind of play for the end game and argue that everything before that is just an obstacle. I don't really share that opinion, but, I understand it, at least with most other MMOs. In 14, this is basically a single-player Final Fantasy. This is basically a single-player JRPG that happens to also have other people as part of the milieu and part of the cast of characters, and you're playing with other people. And so when I say thoughtfully, what I mean is that they had the unenviable job of trying to streamline some of their earliest decisions when they hadn't quite figured out how to make this game the game they wanted it to be, but without undercutting the actual story, because this story builds on itself and builds on itself, and some of the biggest, most important moments later on definitely build on things that happen early in the beginning. So we're gonna check it out. We went through the story, uncut, the original version, and we're going to now we're gonna experience it again on a pair of new characters, and see what we think of it, and hopefully share it with all of you, assuming there's anybody watching right now, or anyone who tunes in what's going on. Did I do it justice?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It should be fun to see this all with new eyes and to note the places where things have changed. I mean, we've heard plenty of people talk about the changes that were made, and it sounds really interesting. It doesn't sound like they cut too many darlings, which is nice to hear. A lot of what they removed is apparently a lot of the same busy work that so many people complain about, kill X things, or go talk to 3 people in 3 radically different zones only to be sent back to the first zone in the end to go finish what you're doing. But the things that actually matter are all still here and consistent, with a couple of minor things. So I am curious to see how that affects.
Yeah, we've heard some things about, by and large, it sounds like they've done a great job with where they chose to make cuts and where they chose to tweak things.
This is 0.1% of the game that I'm potentially worried about here, so yeah. I don't mean to make it sound like they've radically cut everything.
Yeah. I was real worried. There's some stuff people used to complain about endlessly that I was real worried they were going to cut just because it was unpopular, but that I thought was really important to the story and the characterization, that I'm pleased to see is still here.
Exactly.
But as Amy alluded to, we've heard a few things, but a few details getting cut along the way that we're sad to see go, and we'll see how they incorporated them into the game, because we've heard that some of the cut quests are kept as side quests because they were so untangential to the main story that they could just take them out of the main story and leave them in the game and no one would be any the wiser. And then some of the cut content has just kind of had to go, and so we're curious how it's going to feel. I'm sitting here, you can't see it, but I'm sitting here with an overlay that'll show me the chat if anyone chats, so by all means, feel free to speak up if anyone's listening. Of course, new characters means an opportunity to play entirely new people.
Yay!
Amy and I have our standard setup of Amy is a male Mikate and me is a female Aura, but now try out life as anything we like.
Yeah, and be strangers. The other thing we'll have to agree on is starting city, because otherwise things are going to get a little awkward.
Yeah, that's the one thing, is we have to both pick starting jobs that are in a city that we can start together, because otherwise there's going to be a lot of you exclaiming about things that aren't here. And for anyone who hasn't played FF14, the job you start with is by no means the only job you're allowed to have, because this is a Final Fantasy, and I shouldn't say that, there's plenty of good Final Fantasies without job systems, but a lot of Final Fantasies are about their job systems, and this one is no exception. You can be everything on one character. Having alternate characters is actually pretty rare in this game, because you can do everything on one character, and if you could, why wouldn't you?
Role-playing is about the only reason you would ever do anything else.
Yeah, and wanting visual diversity, which I imagine is why they sell so many Fantasias, the potions that let you change your race and appearance. Well, deep details of your appearance, because you can get a haircut without one, but yeah, the thing is, so The story is basically the same, but there is a small section at the beginning that is dependent on what city you start in. And actually, like, throughout the story, once in a while, it will reference the city you began your adventure in. And what city you begin in is determined by what job you begin as. So your initial choice of job honestly doesn't matter that much in the long run, except for that it dictates what city you start in. But we'll get to that when we get to job selection, I guess.
Sounds good.
And then eventually all the stories converge, and, you know, everything's the same after that point. With only, you know, minor variation. But those first segments have, you know, some decent differences. But like I said, we'll get to that. Right now, I'm staring at a race selection screen. I assume you're staring at something similar.
I'm maybe staring at the character creation screen, because I already had an idea in mind. But
oh, okay. Alright.
That's me.
Well, yeah, that's you. I mean, you're the writer for a reason. You have a million ideas for characters at hand at any time.
I don't mean that, but I feel like every single character I've created in this game so far, with any level of seriousness, has also gotten a, like, amazing amount of attention, so there must be something that I do that people seem to like.
Yeah, it's amazing to me, the way your characters turn heads. I mean, especially your main there. Like,
yeah.
Raph
is trouble.
Yeah, he is Catboy trouble. I feel like it's telling that, like, I can stand next to you on one of the, like, most traditionally, you know, sexy character races, you know, as a girl, because girls always get all the attention. And yet everyone stops and stares at your guy, so...
I've never in my life been hit on as a male character in an MMORPG as hard as I do with him, so... I didn't even think that was a thing until it started happening.
To be fair, this game also has a much higher proportion of the player base that are into men.
It does. And there are quite a few ladies playing cat boys, as far as I've seen. So
definitely.
There's just something unique about them. Typically, I would prefer to play a cat of either gender, just because, I don't know. I feel like there's some part of my psyche that's secretly a cat girl or cat boy, but I'm trying to be diverse.
Okay, so what are you going with this time?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Oh, you're not going to tell me, huh? I just have to pick blind.
You'll have to figure out who I am.
Yeah, I guess I will. Now, I realize that my record for doing that on stream is abysmal, but that's usually not too hard for me.
Good luck.
Alright, well, I guess you're just going to, you know, chuckle maliciously in the corner while I blindly stumble through character creation.
See how many people you can surprise by not knowing who the hell they are.
Choices.
Alright, what I am going to do is hop out of the stream for a hot minute just so I can hear my voice selection and don't end up picking something that sounds like a porn star.
Ah, yeah, the eternal problem.
Yeah. I'll be right back once I'm done.
They fixed most of those, at least.
Thank God.
For those of you who don't know, the Viera, when they were first added to the game, Viera, by the way, bunny girls, if you played FF12, you're familiar with them. They're also in FF14 because Ivalice is part of the world of FF14, which does not mean that FF14 takes place in Ivalice. Look, the director of this game is a big Yami Matsuno fan. I got that name right. And, anyway, when they first added the Viera, there were several problems with some of their voice clips, either voice clips being reversed so that they were using the wrong clip for the wrong purpose, or some of the voices just sounded really odd. You can find YouTube videos of those if you want to, but suffice to say, you probably shouldn't listen to them while you're at work. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. So what do I want to play? Well, Amy's gone. I can muse about this out loud. Obviously, my main character is one of these. Her whole design was, you know, small girl with a giant weapon, so she's a warrior by default. I guess by dint of not having had a male character in this game in a while, I was thinking of going with a male character. I'm really leaning towards... Okay, so I really have trouble making Elzen that look good, or that I think look like decent characters. I never noticed that the male Ellison default is not far off from one of the main characters in the story. Actually, are these random? I think these are random. Pretty sure these are fixed. Anyway, Ellison, if I want the challenge. At the extreme other end of the scale, Lalafell. I've always enjoyed my Lalafell characters. I've had so many Lalafells over the years that didn't stick. Oh, hi, you're back.
Yep, I'm back.
Just going through some of the races that I'm choosing between here.
Ah, very good.
Explaining, who Ellison are, who Lalafells are.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of like, do you want the short race? Do you want the elf race? But it's a lot more, like, lore specific than that if you really get into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really.
The cat race.
There's 2 cat races now, of course.
Oh, yeah, good point.
You have the furry beastie cat race, and you've got the, Bishonen cat race.
Yep. Cat boys and cat men, as they're colloquially referred to politely.
Yep.
They're also referred to by a great many things that are impolite, but we won't discuss that here.
I basically decided that for the sake of contrast with my main, I'm going to go with a male character this time.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm just choosing between Hrothgar, Lalafell, and Ellison here, I think. I've never created a Hrothgar in my life, so this would be a totally new Huh?
They're very interesting. I played with them, and, I feel like I have a retainer on Wrath that's actually good, but...
Oh yeah, good old Borthgar.
Yep. I don't have the, perfect touch with the, Hrothgar yet, but I'm working on it.
I mean, when you say perfect touch with the Hrothgar, the first person I think of is Wolf from my free company.
Ah.
But that's, that's because that's his whole thing, pretty much.
Yep.
I thoroughly enjoyed all the Lalafell I've played. I love being 3 feet of condensed bastard.
That's still the best quote. It is so true.
Ellison would be a challenge, because I've never made an Ellison I liked. I'm probably going to stay away from that just because...
I love Ellison, honestly, but, the aloof, dour face just, does nothing for me. I need more expressiveness than that. I get the appeal of the, smoldering gaze, but that's, all they're good for.
Pretty much. It's very hard to get away from that, at least as long as you do a Wildwood Ellison. I feel like the Duskwhite are a little easier to get away from that. The problem is, if there's one thing that's less well attested to in the lore than the Ray and Alra, it's the frickin' Duskwhite Ellison.
Yeah.
Who basically exist because they figured they couldn't sell a game without Dark Elves, but that are very, very minimally actually incorporated into the game. Oh, I forgot I could do that. What the hell. I don't feel like doing an Ellison just because I don't want to sit here and make everyone watch me, try and fail to make a decent-looking Ellison character until time immemorial. And I've made a lot of Lalafell as much as I like Lalafell, so I'm going to try this Hrothgar thing.
Alright.
Oh, that's right, there's a clan. Everyone has their sub-races in this game. They do matter for lore purposes, and, they do somewhat change your character customization options a little. On the Alra, it changes the color of your scales. On the Mikote, it changes whether you get cat eyes or cat fangs. Little details like that. You'll notice it lists stats here, which is funny as hell, because your race and and clan technically determine your starting stats, which matters absolutely none. Because, the differences between the different clans and races are completely insignificant. Back in the early days of the game, I gather I'm at, I think Legacy, not even, the early days of ARR, but, the 1.0 version of the game that we don't talk about, but I'm going to talk about right now, even though I never played it outside the beta. The before times, yes. It mattered more then, I gather. At least for certain jobs. I've heard stories of how Lalafell could fit in an extra cast of Fire 4 or something.
Isn't that what really matters?
So anyway, here we go. We got no choice between the Hellions. They reside in southern Ilsabard. They're devout servants to their queens. Only recently arrived in the rest of the world. They're called the Helions, I guess more accurately. Helions. Helions would be 2 L's, huh? Because they revolve around their queen's needs as planets circle a sun. That's a hell of an explanation.
Yeah.
Or we've got the Lost. Right, basically you're choosing between Hrothgar that still is beholden to a queen back in the homeland, and Hrothgar whose queen was killed, or lost, or in some other way no longer has a monarch to follow. They're nomadic, they ply a variety of trades, they tend to travel a lot. They are laborers, mercenaries, and peddlers. I feel like I've seen less of. I don't know what the face options are. I'm gonna go with a Lost, mostly because I just don't know that much about Hrothgar lore.
Admittedly, they haven't really infused the game with that as deeply as many of the other races yet, since they're so new. But
yeah, they are the newest. I've heard you basically get the Hrothgar lore in the Gunbreaker quest chain of all things. Yeah.
Yep.
And then,
which is very good, by the way.
Okay, yeah, I've really got to finish that sometime.
I'm not necessarily like Gunbreaker target audience, but I very much enjoyed the story.
Got it. That makes sense. I'm glad it's a good story, given that, it's one of the newest added and thus one of the shortest so far.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh, and the current relic weapons, they're called. The, high-end thing you can, big piece of gear you can grind to upgrade and improve over time is gonna be just full of Hrothgar lore left and right, because we're actually visiting one of their homelands. But that has just, only just begun, and I think we're still, a month, maybe a little more out from the second part of that dropping?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. So, okay. I don't know. Let's see. It asked me to pick a height, but... something on the... short end for the moment.
Saying that.
Huh?
As always, when I'm busy creating a character, I have a tendency to forget the first few sliders until I've gotten some of the extra specifics in place.
Uh-huh.
So I just had a default, body type.
I'm glad I brought that up. Fur pattern. Or maybe I'm shoving into small clothes to see this correctly. They always look so shocked when you do that. Like, where the fuck did my clothes go?
Pervert.
Interesting. So these guys have all the cool colored skins. I mean, by which I mean cool versus warm, not cool versus boring. They're the blues and greens and grays and whites, and the other guys look like they had more of the browns and reds and things. Do kind of a couple different kinds of tiger stripey, a couple different kinds of spots. Interesting. Fur color. Oh, I can turn off the pattern. Essentially, you pick a pattern, and then later you pick whether you actually have a pattern.
Yep.
Let me guess. Is that because you can't change the pattern of the fur at the esthetician, but you can change the color of the pattern because that's basically a dye job?
I don't know. I've never had a Hrothgar that could actually use that, so...
Okay.
It's dangerous for me.
Oh, they have a wide variety of fur pattern options. Much wider than the variety of base fur colors. You can get some very neon fur.
I've definitely seen some very Skittles-friendly Hrothgar running around.
Oh, you got a fat tufted tail, a skinny tufted tail, almost Stubbs-like tail. Our cat who's missing part of his tail. It's much shorter than the others, and then there's a fat, untufted tail. It's not that much shorter, it just looks really short, because they basically took the skinny tufted tail and took the tuft off of it without extending the tail, so... Whereas the fat tufted tail looks like the fat tufted tail if you shaved the tuft down to down. This looks more like you cut the tuft off, poor guy.
Maybe you got it torn off in a battle or something.
Maybe. I'm real tempted to make a, like, really short-tailed, with that tail, version, too. Might be going somewhere with this. Okay. Ah, yes. So there's this whole thing where, with the Hrothgar, your haircut and your face go together, and there's pretty limited options for each, unfortunately, if you're not a fan of these. Hey! I know this guy. I remember this face. This guy's a character way later in the story than we're gonna get for, like, months. You know who I'm talking about, right, Amy?
Most likely, yes.
There's
only so many famous Hrothgar.
Right, there's only one Hrothgar that you look at and go, "Daw."
Yup. Usually they're scary looking, but not that one.
Yeah. So anyway, this is one of the things about Hrothgar and Vieira. A lot of headgear doesn't fit them. So your headgear sometimes just vanishes. That's the thing you gotta live with. And you're very limited in the number of hairstyles and faces you get compared to some of the other races in the game. Whoa. Oh, I get it. He's like a Quirrell.
That one.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what's up with the facial hair on this one. But he's like a Quirrell. He's got like Quirrell tendrils. And that makes sense, right? Because Quirrells are really the cats of this world.
Yep. Except for when you have actual cat pets, but whatever.
Ah, even most of the actual cat pets are still Quirrells.
Most of them. Not the fat cat.
Right, except the fat cat, who... Hey, as we discovered the other night, the fat cat might be an alien or a demon or something.
Good point. So embarrassing. Raph will never live that down.
I'm tempted to go with the Quirrell face now that I realize it's a Quirrell. I was going to go with the one with the horn in its head, but we'll see. Ooh. Oh wow, I can like draw his chin spikes downward. Just kind of give him kind of like a almost goatee pull forward, neutral face. Or I can basically minimize the chin spikes if I don't like the chin spikes. I kind of like this Sicilian-looking guy. I don't know why it's the Sicilian to me. Eyes, I can... Oh, interesting. They have a very varied eye shapes and face shapes compared to some of the other races. And no one ever really talks about that.
Huh.
I like that guy. I like that one. I'm gonna go with type 2 for the moment, we'll see. Irises... Wait, does it actually do anything? Okay, it does. Very slightly. Their irises are really big, even on the small setting. Eye color...
Well, my character has passed the Arcanist test.
Oh. Oh, you mean they look good as an Arcanist?
Yep. This is my usual test case. If they look good as an Arcanist, then I've done my job accurately.
Now for the eyebrows, which, at least in my experience, mostly means, do you want your character to have resting I'm a mark for a criminal face or resting bitch face? And how much of each?
Don't forget, you can usually darken the eyebrows on most races with the facial features section.
Yeah. But I just mean I found that nothing affects how much my character looks like the disposition they seem to generally give off than as much as the eyebrow style that you pick. At least certainly for Sagi and for this guy, that's definitely the case. This is basically picking bone structure for the top part of his head, honestly.
Okay.
With Sagi, it's much more just which direction do her eyebrows point. But even then, it can be the difference between looking constantly pissed versus looking constantly surprised.
Interesting.
I hope this is interesting to anyone who's actually watching. We will get to the story eventually, but we're starting with character creation here. Big old broad cat nose. Whoa, ultra turned up cat nose.
To be honest, this is the hardest part, but...
Yeah. Fang length. Oh, wow, yeah. You can have no fangs, some fangs, intense fangs.
It's basically like the orcs in World of Warcraft when I used to play that game.
Huh, I forgot you could control their fangs.
Yep. There's like several different settings.
Yeah. Facial features. I can make his ears curly or not. Oh,
Wait, sorry. Trolls, not orcs. I take it back.
Oh, okay. I can take away the coral bits, although... Wow, that's an interesting look, actually. To leave the chin spikes and take off the coral bits? Huh. I can also take off the chin spikes.
You can even take off your chin.
I can add or remove the sideburns. I can... This is the back. Yes, I can change the style of, like, top knot he has. Interesting. I can have, like, a big elaborate one, or I can have a little short one. Okay. Huh. And I can choose whether he has... The tattoo slider isn't actually controlling tattoos. Wait a minute. It's controlling his, like, eyebrow spikes.
That's interesting.
That's not a tattoo. I do not know of any tattoos that protrude out from your face as a spike.
Mistborn spoilers, but never mind that.
Okay. I do need to get back to that series. Huh. Since they're considered a tattoo, that does mean I can color them independently of the rest of the body, though.
Yeah.
And, of course, the face paint, which is mostly there so you can do ridiculously dumb shit like, that looks inappropriate, like putting it kind of covers up the stars and butterflies. Aw.
You too can put a chocobo on your face.
There we go, baby chocobo. Almost impossible to see on his face, but... Freckles. Wait, how do freckles even work on a furry character?
I mean, this is the thing, like, if you design certain types of characters, the face paint always covers over anything you got going on your face otherwise, which kind of makes it difficult to use on certain types of faces.
I see this.
Yeah, Raw in particular, just, like, trying to manage face paint and all of their scaling is a nightmare.
This is why I always just have freckles on Soggy.
Yep.
Alright. Now that I've got some idea. One thing I will say is, it will be unfortunate not to go with the face with the horn, because I don't see that many of those. They're kind of cool looking, but I'm liking this guy. I'm liking this coral mustache. I'm liking the spiky thing he has going.
Alright.
Gonna make him a little short and stocky. Color fur do I want to give him? Interesting that the... Or no, that's the skin. Sorry, that's one part of... I guess technically that's the fur on the skin, not the fur on the fur.
Obviously.
Yes, clearly. I mean, it's been purple this whole time, because I just selected that randomly while I was sliding through this part of the menu.
I mean, I can dig it, but...
Yeah, I kind of want to keep him purple now.
I'm telling you, the purple's in this game.
Yeah, purple cats, same as Raph, right? Your main.
Yep. He landed on that super dark, rich purple, and I was just like, sold.
Alright, pattern. I guess we're going back in clothing again. Where did this come from? What?
Why do my clothes keep poofing into existence? I'm fine with a lot of things bamfing, but not this. Sorry, wait, does bamf still mean that, or does it only refer to the McCree style thing now?
Man, I don't know. I still understand to mean both.
Okay, cool. I'm dating myself.
No, I'm definitely in that mode where, like, I like the stuff that I kind of threw on when I was trying to character create him, so it's hard to decide, oh, I want to pick something different. Ooh, that's nice, though.
Nice.
Okay. How neon do I want to make these stripes?
There, I like that one.
Whatever I was hovering on at that moment?
Yep. As soon as I can't do it.
Alright, you heard it here. She likes the really subdued one here.
Yep, clearly.
Yeah, leave the tail alone. I did this tail on purpose. Yep, we're gonna keep this face. I actually picked the jaw and eye and everything. This is where I started actually caring about things. Yep. 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 I don't know, the fang length does kind of get lost. I think it's lost either way is the problem, but this facial structure really needs it, I think. Facial features. I love the curly ears way too much to turn those off. I love the coral mustache too much to turn it off. I love the spiky chin. I'm gonna leave that. Sideburns. Fuck it. I'm gonna go with sideburns and the long top knot in honor of my actual, like, real life hair mess thanks to the whole thing going on in the world right now.
Fair enough. The Ares Stay Home Initiative?
Yeah, the Erusian Stay Home Initiative. Ooh, I like this color. Okay, let's go back. Yeah, see, that makes it all very clear. I want spikes up, not down, if we're gonna go with that color. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the face paint off.
If it makes you feel any better, I've got face my character. So.
Yeah, really? Okay. Alright, I guess this is my guy. My purpley purple cat man.
Rip off.
No, I can't do that, can I? Nope. I'm curious. Okay. Time to just pick a... There we go, jeez. Voice!
Yeah, boy. So it should be mentioned that it's actually quite difficult to manage to make yourself not sound like a porn star, if only because the battle sounds you make are not previewable.
Yeah. That was always the problem. I was explaining the whole Viera voice thing while you were gone.
Yep.
And that was the problem with the Viera voices, was that the ones in the preview window weren't the ones that were bugged.
There's still an Ellison one that, every time I've come up with an Ellison male that I actually sort of like, I end up going for this voice because it sounds great in the previews, and then the minute he opens his mouth in combat, I want to kill him.
No, no.
It's horrible. He sounds like a sheep.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
That thing is, I still have not actually managed to commit to memory which voice it is so that
Oh,
I can
no.
avoid it.
Oh no.
So every time it's like, oh, this one sounds really good. Oh no, it's that voice again.
Alright, voice 4 it is. That was a pretty clear winner.
Alright.
Save appearance data? Sure. Live stream new Hrothgar guy. I don't have a name for him yet, so I can't say what his name is. Cool.
I'm streaming Senpai.
Streaming Senpai. I guess I should have been streaming Kohai then. Birthday. Did you just pick today or what?
I technically picked my own birthday, but...
Okay. So those of you who haven't played the game, you have to fill out all this personal information about your character now, which as far as we can tell doesn't matter for anything, except for the 1 year that it mattered, they did like love horoscopes. And, yeah, and they like made it matter then. But otherwise, this is mostly just for your own reference.
No Final Fantasy Tactics stuff in here, unfortunately.
No what? No what?
No Final Fantasy Tactics references in here.
Oh geez, did Final Fantasy Tactics do stuff with your like birthdays and things?
Pretty sure it did, though. I mean, I only played like the first couple hours of it, unfortunately. I really need to fix that. But yeah, near as I can tell, it like asked a bunch of questions at the beginning of the game, and then it mattered later.
Oh wow, I really need to play Tactics. It sounds really good. I was thinking of... Huh?
So I was gonna say, kind of similar to how Fire Emblem Fates and like most of the Fire Emblems kind of set you up for that at the beginning. I thought that's where we were headed.
Yeah.
But
Fates definitely at least does the like, what is your like greatest strength? What is your greatest weakness? And interprets that into stats. I know. I was thinking of FF11, where all of this stuff fed into hidden systems you were never told about.
yeah.
You were like, lucky, or if you were born in the, third umbral moon, then on Thursdays when facing west, you were luckier, but only if the, local vicinity was charged with air ether or some shit.
Yeah, that was not, I liked a lot of things in FF11, that was not one of them.
I mean, I'm torn, because I kind of do like that thing, but it was incredibly frustrating.
Yeah.
It was frustrating, and yet I also kind of liked it. I guess I like the idea, but I'm not sure the execution was great there.
Exactly.
And to be fair, like, just to give context, we played FF11 early in the days of FF11, so I don't know if they changed that stuff later on. But...
Speaking of things I want to go back and try sometime when I have time, which is never.
Yeah. For this, there's... The Yersian calendar follows a cycle of astral and umbral moons. There are 6 moons, each of which is assigned to an element, and then each moon comes in an astral and an umbral configuration, which are loosely light and dark, although... Yeah, loosely light and dark. And thankfully the game does provide a helpful... Every month is also 32 days long, for some reason. I don't know why, since doesn't the week have not 7 days in it? Is it 8 days to a week in this game? That sounds right.
Yeah, I remember.
Anyway, the point is, thankfully the game provides a helpful, this date maps to this date in your Earth time thing at the bottom. So I'm going to roll a random date for this guy, since I don't have one in mind. Random.org, save my ass.
Yes.
Jeez. Alright, I got May 17th, surprisingly close to my actual birthday.
Yeah. Is that before or after Gemini cut off?
Oh, good question. I have no idea. When is the cutoff for Gemini?
According to Thought Catalog, the Gemini, born May 21st to June 21st, is probably the chattiest sign in the zodiac.
Well, that's wrong. But anyway, it's apparently pre-Gemini, so he's not a Gemini.
Okay. That would be what, Taurus then? Or did I forget something?
Maybe? That's... no. Isn't there one between those?
Probably. Zodiac signs are fun, but they're not exactly something I'm an expert in.
Yeah.
Other than my own.
Nope, you're right. It's Taurus.
Okay.
Now you have to choose a patron deity. Okay, so similarly, every element comes with 2 patron deities, and each deity is also the deity of like 6 million other things. Like here, just pick one at random. Azema. Azema is keeper of the sun and goddess of inquiry. Sorry, inquiry. That's a joke I can't explain without spoiling the story. She commands the element of fire and is associated with the 9th moon of the Eorzean calendar. Azema is the daughter of Alphic, elder sister of Menfina. She's most often depicted as a noble lady holding a golden fan, and her symbol is the radiant sun. Oh, that reminds me. Did you know someone pointed out that there's apparently a bunch of Allagan tributes to Azema in one part of the game? I think it might be Azys Law.
Oh, interesting. Should
Yeah.
check that out.
You what?
You gotta check that out sometime.
Yeah, really. Because I didn't really think of them as the kind to worship any kind of god, you know?
Yeah. Pretty technology focused.
Mm-hmm. So, let's see. We've got the purveyor of architecture and industry and god of the arts here. We've got, gosh, we've got all kinds of... Oh yeah, this one's interesting. Naldthal, or Naldthal, is like the single manifestation of the deific twins Nald and Thal. He's basically the god of both commerce and death, which is an interesting combination, to say the least.
Death and taxes?
Pretty much. He's literally death and taxes. Naldthal, death and taxes. Huh. I didn't notice that Azema and Naldthal share an element.
Yeah. The 3 inevitable things in life. Sun, death, and tax.
Ugh. People of Thaliak. Which one's Thaliak? Ruler of rivers and wisdom, god of knowledge, guardian deity of Sharlayan. Element of water. Yeah, cool. This guy feels like a Biragot to me. Purveyor of architecture and industry, god of the arts, commands the element of lightning, associated with the 7th moon, elder brother of Halone, pupil of Thaliak, most often depicted as an ardent smith with a 2-handed hammer. His symbol is the hand. What'd you say?
Not to get us too far ahead, but Genova is currently locked,
Shoot.
so we're gonna have to find another server to play on.
Aw, darn. We're hoping to keep in line with our other characters. Not that it really matters that much, but...
Yeah. I won't be able to do cool glam shit.
Yes. Mostly so Amy could abuse the fact she has a character who can actually make her character look good instead of looking like a mess until you unlock glams later on in the game.
Oh well.
Okay. So, here we go. We're finally ready for that discussion we almost had earlier. The one about jobs.
Okay.
I take it if you're at server selection, you must have already picked one?
I'm sitting here on the list now. I just went ahead to look at that and then retreated once I realized I couldn't do anything about it.
Okay. I'm kind of a couple of different minds here.
All right.
So let me just lay this all out for you. On the one hand, obviously, I'm a big fan of Limsa Lominsa's opening. I love Limsa, great faction leader, great innkeeper. They're the only one that gets a boat in their opening cutscene, which is always nice. And it's just it's always been a really solid story. But to be fair, it's also the one that changed the least in the rework because it was already really solid.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Gridania, generally my least favorite, generally really boring, generally feels like it was designed by someone who was trying to build an RPG about 10 years after its time.
Feels a little...
It's what?
It feels a little EverQuesty, to be honest.
It's very EverQuesty, exactly. And it's also really, there's just no hooks in the story normally. It's just so stereotypical fantasy in a game that really doesn't stick to stereotypical fantasy for very long. And there's just so much busy work and so much... Anyway, my point is, that's the one that got changed the most, even though I normally don't really care for it, and so there's a part of me that's curious, did they salvage it? Did they make Gridania's opening not so bad? And finally, Ul'dah. Ul'dah, without spoiling too much, I still feel like Ul'dah is if you want to have a good time with the story, Ul'dah is the best one to start with because Ul'dah introduces you to some NPCs. Every starting area introduces you to NPCs from that starting area, and some of those NPCs remain relevant to the story even after the stories converge. But I feel like Ul'dah introduces you to more important NPCs and NPCs who are more important than the other two, you know?
Plus, just the political and social situation in Ul'dah has legs that definitely transcend the newbie experience and kind of expand into most of the rest of the game.
Right, exactly.
Whereas some of the other local issues are a little less all-consuming.
Yeah, with all due respect, mostly the important people you meet in Gridania and Limsa are the leaders of the cities, and that's mostly it, you know? Ul'dah, again, I don't want to spoil too much, but there are NPCs who seem minor at first who end up being very important, and you can meet them earlier if you start in Ul'dah, so... Sounds like that's my thinking on the 3 city-states. I'm going to say not Limsa, just because I've done it a lot, and I want to try something different. It sounds like you're stumping for Ul'dah to give people the best view of the story.
To be honest, the jobs I want to play are probably more Gridania focused, but I would also be opposed to doing Ul'dah for the story. So.
Okay. What jobs were you looking at?
At the moment, this character is striking me as an archer or a healer of some variety.
Okay.
She also wouldn't be too bad as a tanking job of some variety.
Okay.
But that would probably mean gladiator, because Marauder's one's up.
Yeah, because there's only 2 tanks at the start, and there's only 1 healer at the start though, and that's in Gridania.
Yep.
I never noticed before you can't start as a healer-tank pair in the same city.
Yep.
Because
for some reason, the healers are just very restricted early in the game.
Well, yeah, because there's only 1. You don't get scholar Arcanist becomes. Pardon. What was that? It's like a bug flew down my throat or something. You get one of the non-healer jobs becomes a healer later on, is what I was going to say.
Yep.
But at the very beginning, you only have 1 healer.
One of the other jobs gets a sort of heal, but they're not qualified to be a full-on healer, so...
Right.
Most of the DPS jobs also get a form of self-heal, but that won't help you in a full run.
Right. Admittedly, I feel like one of us should start as either a healer or a tank, because that'll help us not sit around waiting for queues on the stream for too long.
Yeah. I'd say this character looks best as an archer, but I'm also happy to heal. I don't mind healing. I actually kind of like it on Wrath.
I'm fine to try. The whole point of this is to try the new experience, so I'm all for trying new Gridania and seeing if it's less unbearable than old Gridania. We can leave We can leave Ul'dah, especially now that we've kind of, let people know that Ul'dah has, like, tendrils reaching forward. If anyone really likes the story, go play the game for yourself. Find out what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
In that case, I would be happy. This guy feels like he could be a conjurer without... He feels like, well, Gladiator's not outside his purview, he feels kind of castery to me, so I'm okay with taking him conjurer.
Alright, then I should stick with Archer.
Oh yeah, now I picked a job. We can also check out what this is his starting gear here. He gets a little curly Q staff and the gear you've already seen him in. But I can now check out what he would look like with his high-end gear. With his, full, like, Final Fantasy white mage stuff.
High-end as in level 50, which is no longer the top level at all.
Okay, yes. Okay, high-end as of... Oh, shoot, he's naked again. Yes. You selected... It wants to put me on Midgard Zormer.
Yeah, that's what it tried to do to me, too. Admittedly, it looks like we've only got so many open servers.
Yeah, wow. I guess it must be peak hour. We picked a bad time to, We picked a bad...
So kind of preferred, but is also locked.
Yep, that seems to be the case anytime there's a preferred server at peak hours right now. I should explain for anyone who's looking at playing FF14, there's this whole thing where servers can be labeled as congested or preferred, and that's a status that's only updated when there's a patch. A congested server cannot have new characters created on it until it's labeled non-congested, so until the next patch, the earliest. A preferred world gives buffs to new characters started on that world. Now, in addition to this, there's a constant kind of running tally of how many people are playing on any given server, and when a server is busy, it will be locked temporarily to having new characters added to it. And that lock only lasts until the server stops being crowded. So right now, what you see here is all these grayed out ones are too crowded to accept new people. You could log in if you had a character on that server already, like my main character's on Genova, so I could log into Genova with her. But I can't create a character there. What inevitably happens is that all the preferred servers also tend to be full and busy because everyone's creating new characters there. So it's kind of a catch-22. And it is weird that there's like two different systems for saying a world's too full. Because there's like the world is too full of characters in general versus the world is too full of characters active right now. Which is interesting.
Too full temporarily or too full permanently?
Yeah, or at least semi-permanently. Well... Hey, I have a thought.
Okay.
You can trade objects while you're world visiting, right? While you're traveling?
I don't know that you can. I haven't looked into it. Never needed to, but...
I'm curious now. Because you can buy stuff off the market board.
Yeah.
Because what I'm wondering is, if that's the case, then we can use world visit to schlep appearances over to your... whatever you are.
Yeah, it's valid. Plus, I could just do it through the market board by, putting something up for one gil and buying it quickly, but...
Yeah.
There is some amount of risk involved in that, of course.
Yep. Yep, no, it says you can trade with people while you're not on your home server.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that should be fine.
You can't sell items on a server that's not yours, but no duh, because you can't take your retainers with you. That's like... Yeah. Well, they suggested Midgard Zormer. We can also go with Adamantoise or Fairy if you really hate Midgard Zormer.
I have no reason to prefer one over the other.
Yeah, I know nothing about the culture of any of those servers offhand, so I can't be like...
Full Dragon?
Yes. You what?
Full Dragon, Turtle, or Fairy?
Yep. Midgard Zormer's cool. So we go with that?
Works for me.
Oh gosh, name.
Oh boy, here we go.
Folks, this is going to be a whole separate part of the stream. This is the naming stream. We're going to be here for 3 hours, folks, so buckle in. Whoa, what a brand. It's just Davor Brankash.
Oh my god, I kind of love the name it came up with for me.
Oh, really?
That's a good name.
Sweet.
I normally hate taking, like, preloaded names, but this is good.
Hey, if you like it, you like it.
I did not see that coming. Crap. Never mind. It was so good that someone else used it.
I was afraid of that. At this point, I feel like all the names it can give you are pretty much taken, if not by players, then by, like, real money traders.
Yeah. Ooh, suggesting a name that has, fangs.
Ooh.
I like that name, but it's from another game.
Oh, damn. Why? The fuck? I was trying to look up actual Slavic names, since that's kind of the naming convention I gather the Hrothgar go with. And for some reason the top hit for that is on the Disney website?
Interesting.
Hrothgar forenames are similar to Old Slavic names, though certain lexemes differ. Most notably, the Hrothgar word for glory is Thagar rather than Slav. So the former proliferates from one to see the latter, i.e. Valdith Slav becomes a Valdithgar. The Hrothgar formed their own family communities. They as a race cannot be divided into distinct clans.
Crap. That feeling when it's tested something decent 20 names ago and you really should have just kept that.
Yep. I hate that feeling. Here we go, the Lost. The Lost, blah blah blah. Heh. So a lost name is taking a Helion name, removing the initial A, and appending S. So Amira would become Mirash.
I wish I could lock one half of my name and just allow it to randomize the other.
That's one of my favorite features on other MMOs that I wish they had.
Yep. I'm gonna write down this first name because I really like this first name.
What? Weird. Dave suggests. That's really good too.
I love that the character actually gets pissed off every time it tells you that name is taken.
Yes, like they liked it too.
It takes so much of the pain out of it.
Davor is an old Slavic given name, possibly derived from a prehistoric Slavic god of war, or an old exclamation of joy or sorrow. Fascinating. Basically, we don't really know.
Okay, how about that? Yes! No more worrying about names being taken.
Nice.
Start the game. This world is currently full. There are 25 players in the queue.
So there's a queue even though it's the one it recommended, huh?
Yep. probably a small group, but everything. There are a ton of people in this game right now, just because A, the new patch came out a couple of weeks ago, and B, the big, very involved Yokai Watch crossover event is going on right now for the first time in a couple of years. So there's a lot of people flocking to the game to play that right now. Even if you care nothing about Yokai Watch, it's worth like something like 10 minions and a bunch of cool, unique weapons, so everybody's all over it.
And it was only run once, but the people who had all that stuff have, kept using it for glams and as minions, and everyone was like, oh man, those are really cool. I wish I was playing back then.
Yep.
Or even people who were playing back then might not have been leveled up enough to take advantage of it, too.
We totally missed the first run of it, so...
Yep.
Let me know if any of this cutscene accidentally transmits, and I'll mute myself, but...
Okay. I'm just still trying to pick a name here.
Wow. Finally, I'm gonna have an archer that actually looks good in their first class armor.
Wow.
Raph can't wear it.
See. Here we go, everybody.
Did you get a name?
Yep. And
Congrats.
Yeah, in the end, it actually has two different bits that it suggested for two different names. I didn't end up using any of my research into actual Slavic names.
Yeah, okay.
There's several good names in the suggestion engine for Hrothgar.
Nice. Yeah, I don't think, the last time I seriously created a character of my type, well, that's gonna tell you what it is, so...
Yeah.
I'd probably tell you.
Cutscene's starting anyway, so... I'm not going to try and voice act all this just because my voice will give out if I do, but y'all enjoy. It's so weird having played the game and knowing where this cutscene is taking place, because it just seems like a random forest area when you play it for the first time. Oh, that's always a good bit.
Wine.
Yep. Sorry, I shouldn't talk through the cutscene. It's important, serious business. Why did I become an adventurer? Who is this guy? Is he someone who seeks power?
Quick,
Glory?
figure out on RP.
You what?
Quick, figure out what you want to RP. Ooh.
The Black Shroud, the ancient forest, close to the heart of Eorzea. Beneath the boughs of its towering trees lies the woodland city-state of Gridania. Once a sanctuary from the world beyond the hedge, even the mighty elementals, eternal guardians of the forest, could not forestall the coming of the Seventh Umbral Era. However, the goddess Nofika was never one to forsake her children, and today she welcomes another brave soul. One who may yet play a telling role in the tale of this great realm. May the matron take him to her bosom, that he may never want. And in his heart, sow serenity, purity, and sanctity.
Welcome. And welcome to me too. I'm new here, but
I'm going to judge whether you're a friend or enemy. Whoa, that was the weird graphical glitch. By whether you can perform this simple tutorial of walking.
careful, don't walk wrong.
Oh no. Alright folks, as much as this game wants us to do a tutorial, let's see. I need to do some shit to fix up. Actually, really? I just need to do some stuff to fix up my UI here, folks, so you're gonna have to be patient. Namely, I gotta turn off. Am I using the mouse for this?
This is why I was laughing mid-cutscene and then realized I should probably shut up, because I was forging ahead on the assumption that I was going to have to be here fixing my like font size stuff for a bit.
I'm just gonna turn off all this chat shit because don't need to accidentally expose people's, you know, stuff they're doing. There we go. By the way, if you all didn't see, I should have pointed this out what was in there. This log has the best samples for what everything says. It's all about what Cloud is up to.
It's beautiful.
It is. It's wonderful. And also it is very unflattering towards Cloud.
Like I said, delightful.
I also appreciate that whenever it's about you, you're like fighting the Shadow Lord and using mighty abilities. Whenever it's about Cloud, it's, well, Cloud defeats the little ladybug. There we go, I've hidden all the chat stuff, so I won't accidentally expose anyone's chat to the world.
And you still see it, or?
No. I've got it turned off entirely. Why?
Okay. But then you probably won't notice any emotes or anything that I do, too.
Oh, I did leave emotes turned on, because I figured, well, you can't really, you know, accidentally, you can only do so much with emotes. I guess I did leave custom emotes on, so in theory, I'm comfortable sharing that much, I think.
Okay.
But I turned off all of the actual text chat channels, so.
Yeah.
Hopefully no one tries to, like, invite me to a free company or whisper me or something, because I'm, just... Well, if I'm not sharing that with the stream, it's not going to be good, stream content anyway to reply to them.
Exactly.
Alright, I will have to fix my hotbars some other time, but... So I know where you guys have to watch me change some settings here.
These are the kinds of things you only have to set up once, but if you want to watch the opening video, then you have to actually deal with this after the opening video.
Yep, sorry, you can't customize these till after that, so... I think that'll be enough for now. Let's get moving. We're just dismissing all these help windows, but, yeah.
They're not story related, they're just how to play the game related.
You have begun a quest!
Yay!
Jeez, Lieutenant, I mean, I get it, he's got a job to do, but man...
Jerk. To be fair, that's like so much of Gridania, to be honest.
Yeah...
I'll be right back while you're doing that.
Alright. Yep, I assume I should stop once I join the rest of the world.
Sure, that's where I'm at.
Just showing off all the conversation everyone has when you're in the special newbie isolated from everyone instance. Wow! I did not remember that one. Yes, that's definitely the good kind of excitement. Oh my. Interesting group over there. I'm just gonna ignore Mother Mia in there. Honestly, of all the innkeepers in the game, she's the least interesting. Hey, what's down here? Oh, actually not gonna stop me. I assumed Adelhard would. I get it. I get it. Mother Mune serves an important function. She's just... I don't know. Maybe it's just because she's very down to business.
I'm back.
Hello. Just talking
Hello.
to NPCs and griping about Mother Mune.
Ah, yes. I mean, she has more personality than I thought at first glance, but she's nothing compared to the others.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Oh.
Well, that bodes well.
Huh?
I've literally been here for 30 seconds and someone's already gawking.
Oh boy. And that's it. That's all Hilda has to say. Right. Dawdling around. We're here to play the story, not to RP walk through it. Hey, Mother Mune. Forget that stuff I said. How come it shows your job trainer in this cutscene?
Eh?
It always shows the archer job trainer during Mother Mune's speech, regardless of what you actually are.
Yeah, weird. Sorry.
Ah, yes. years. And we've completed a quest!
Congratulations!
I leveled up already!
Oh, yeah.
Now, interestingly enough... Oh, I missed these guys earlier. You're not actually part of the main game world yet at this point, even though it says you're done with the tutorial. So when we're outside, notice we're still alone. And those guards are still blocking the entrance into town. Interesting enough, you have to actually accept the next quest before it takes you out of the tutorial.
It is odd.
Yeah, I've always wondered what happens if you abandon that quest. Does it boot you back into the tutorial?
Question.
I will say, Mother Mio does have more characterization than I remembered her having, even if she's still nothing like the character that her compatriots are.
She's, the dry wit compared to the, vociferous, but kindly drunkard, or Momodi Modi.
Sassy?
Yes.
Yep. Baderod's clearly at least somewhat drunk most of the time. And Momodi's the one that ends one of her quests by asking you to just come gossip about all the people you bed along the way.
Yep.
Among other gems. What'd you say?
I get a woman. Alright, I've been here for 5 minutes and gotten checked out twice.
Why are the Smiths called Smiths, anyway?
Yeah, that is a fabulous question. Maybe it's just their last name.
They're all named Smith?
Yeah.
All over the world.
Yep. It's like Anna in Fire Emblem.
Oh gosh. Oh. Tutorial. NPC. Player. Microwave appliance, perfect blue in the free company Owo.
If you heard me laughing hysterically a minute ago, there was someone that just ran by with I'll point it out if I see it again. It's, I suppose, technically a spoiler, but it was hilarious.
Alright, hopefully it's one of the spoilers that only makes sense if you know it.
Yep. It's immediately recognizable if you played this game at all the first time.
Oh boy.
Of course. That was the perfect emote for that situation.
There's a feels the bird emote?
That's the squats emote if you're not using a target.
Oh, nice. For a microwave appliance. So, nice bunny girl.
Nah, it's that obvious.
It was... I mean, honestly, I briefly considered one of the other people, but yeah, it was pretty obvious. Good lord, that's a wave.
What tipped you off?
I don't know. Just something, all the stuff you've been saying about getting a bunch of attention, and the last time you tried to create a character like this, you know, just suggested to me that, like, I didn't say Vieira necessarily, but ruled out most of the other people standing around here.
Yeah, fair enough.
Plus, you did accidentally mention that it was a girl at one point.
Nah, shit. I'm trying really hard not to.
We'll go with this pose for now. As you can see, you could put an idle pose on your character, everybody. So.
Yep. Or you can do what I did, put automatically randomizing the idle pose.
Oh, nice.
So even when you're standing there, you look interesting to everybody around you. Yeah, you do have an interesting face.
Oh, thank you. So
I like
do you.
it. Thank you.
You did a really good job creating a not your typical Vieira.
Yep. Called stripping off at least half of the overpowered eye makeup.
Huh, yeah, I get that. But the default Vieira does have really powerful eye makeup.
Yep.
Also short ears, I note.
Yep. Oh, shortest possible ears.
That's a rarity.
Normally I like them to stand out more, but I figured I was going for something different, so I did.
The green fringe is a nice subtle touch, too.
Yeah. It's technically aqua, it just looks green in here.
Ah. The aqua
Like green.
tinge. Yes, you can see I've got a coral face with,
That
like,
you do.
gold bony bits over my eyes.
Cool. One of the better versions of that face I've seen.
Thank you. He's got black tiger stripes on his purple fur on his purple fur.
Cool.
That's what you picked for the record.
Okay.
And his little stub's tail, see?
Nice. That does look like a stub's tail.
Don't adjust.
I don't know if I have a tail or not because of this newbie quote-unquote armor.
Oh my. Yeah, this quote-unquote armor indeed. I mean, you and me both. I'm literally wearing a leather skirt and a bandolier, pretty much.
Somehow less exploitative with you, though.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
I'm literally running around with my butt cheeks hanging.
Oops, pardon me. I don't have a job set, so I can't just hit triangle there. Man, it's busy in here today.
Yeah.
But yes, I mean, the Vieira armor is traditional Vieira apparel, technically, under the lore as established. It's just also very, very, very minimal and has like a veil in the front. And yeah.
I mean, hey, it's probably just jealousy. I mean, I'd wear it if I could, but nobody wants to see that.
Says you.
I'll let her wear it for me.
And some samurai goes shooting by.
If flower petals are going by, it's probably a samurai.
Yup. Oh yeah, don't forget to equip the extra ring you get during the cutscene.
Yeah, point.
That's what I was just doing. So, withered cane, a Hrothgar harness, Hrothgar wrist guards, a Hrothgar subligar. It says straight up it's a subligar. Hrothgar sandals. The Ring of Fortune. That's the one I got. Oh, wow! I did not realize that those starter rings actually had, like, stats depending on what you chose.
Yep.
Huh. Mine's actually a crafting ring. That's really hard to come by at this level.
Yeah.
Wow.
What I pick? Determination +1.
Freedom. I think that's the same
Yeah.
thing Sagi had. Which response was that?
The refusing to answer.
Oh, okay.
I felt like none of them really suited her, so.
I guess I've never picked Fortune before because I never have seen this crafting version of the ring before.
Yeah.
Slissa. Nice name.
Yeah. The Slisa was the one it picked originally, but it had a different surname.
Huh.
And when I couldn't use that, I screwed around until I got a surname I liked and tried using the first name.
Nice. These are both, Davor is the first name it picked immediately that I liked, but I went through several last names for settling on Votyash.
Sounds familiar.
I think. It does?
I mean, the path
Oh.
which you got.
Yes. The only difference being I didn't actually try keeping any of the names along the way.
Got it.
Well, should we get started with this story instead of just standing around here probably boring the heck out of the stream?
Absolutely.
I assume we've
I
been
mean,
given similar
I feel
jobs.
like bunny ass is never boring, but
You're right, I just need to frame the bunny ass better, then that people will forgive anything we do. Hang on, let me... Nope, damn it, this table's in the way. Oh, mine. Alright then. I feel like a metal bustier like that should have less jiggle.
right. Believe it or not, this is the not the smallest I could have made that particular slider, but it was definitely on the smaller end.
Viera are, well, they are what they are character design-wise, huh?
Yep.
They're definitely very,
Blessed by Nefrika.
blessed by Nofika, yes. That's a good way of putting it. I was going to say male gazy, but that also works.
Yeah. Or lesbian gazy.
Fair point.
Or NB gazy.
Fair point. Well, let's go stand around here and chat with Adelhard. Shall we get going?
Works for me.
I guess we'll have to split up because we're not being sent to the same trainers, but...
First and third steps are, but not second.
So many NPCs everywhere.
Wait, players everywhere.
Yeah.
Why is everyone just standing around? I thought for sure they'd be doing the event.
Yeah. Oh dear. The cutscene wasn't the best camera angle for a Hrothgar.
Oops.
Cool. As I alluded to there, yeah, this is already my home point. There's a couple different fast travel systems in this game, depending on how fast you want to travel and how much you're willing to pay.
May as well follow me to my guild hall if only to get the Aethernet shard.
That's right, we also have to run around and get all the Ethernet shards. Alright, I'm with you. I'm done gawping at the Alra on the bikini back there.
Wow. You have rabbit eyes and you're staring at them.
I didn't at that point. You were already walked away. Wait, I feel like that I got that stupid joke backwards. Every major city is tuned to all the little aetherites.
Yep. It's kind of fun the first few times when you don't know where you're going, but it's exceedingly annoying when you do.
Right, shall I wait here for you, or should I run on ahead, I wonder?
Yeah, you might as well go do your thing, and I'll meet you at the marketplace.
Alright, sounds good.
Alright.
Good luck.
Thank you. Are we picking up side quests, or are we only doing MSQ?
Oh, good question. Someone had said that they recommended grabbing any of the, level 1 quests that give gear, because that helps you... Remember how there's that bit where the MSQ gates you on needing pieces of gear in every slot?
Yeah.
So, not from the bus here. But
Okay.
I'll keep an eye out. If I see any that give gear, I will, I'll be sure to pick them up, and maybe we can compare lists by the end.
Alright.
I think technically, did they? Yeah, a couple of years ago they changed it so your newbie gear does technically qualify too, so you don't have to do these quests, but...
Oh, I want to say there's one piece that doesn't, and that's usually the problem.
Yes, your head. There's no heads piece by default.
Yeah, we should probably pick up our mail, too.
Oh, 12. Mail.
Given how long we've been playing this game, we've bought several things cash shop, and we've got a bunch of veteran rewards for playing way back in the day. So picking up mail is kind of it's a process given how many messages have to come in, but there's also some good special glam items, or the thing I'm thinking of specifically is there's a headpiece that improves our experience gain.
That's right.
It does not, however, qualify for the quest that gates you, which is the annoying part.
Those who were lost, yeah, Gridania is kind of a warren in places. I just happen to have been running around the city long enough. Here we go. Welcome to the Conjurer's Guild. I should get a screenshot. That was pretty good.
Conjurer's Guild is very cool.
It is. Here. Ethernet. You still have to come over here to get this Ethernet shard later.
Yep.
Yep, the Conjurers, as that guy alluded to, their primary job is actually to be the conduit between the elementals, whose domain we are technically in right now, but who have the good grace to let us live here, and the people they let live here. The fact that being the conduit between the elementals and the people happens to take the form of traditional white mage stuff is purely a convenience of the plot. Yeah. Brian.
Sorry, there was a spoiler alt that just ran by that I missed getting to do anything to.
Bria down in the Conjurer's Guild has a level 3 quest that gives improved gloves.
Okay. Oh good, the brothels are opening.
Oh, great! Great, you still have chat turned on. I didn't get to see any of this.
There are several player guilds. They're called free companies in this game. But there are a lot of people running basically bars or brothels or all kinds of game role-playing opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
And actually a lot of fun. I've never actually been to one, but it sounds like people really put a lot of effort. So, one of these days I might.
Yep. And then there's that one free company that built a DMV, but they're weird. No, seriously. Someone made a recreation of a DMV for a 1-week pop-up event. But there's also a lot of really good brothels and performing houses, theater troupes in-game. bars.
Bards in this game can actually like perform, so there are a lot of free companies devoted to that.
Yes, like you can perform music that other players will hear.
Hopefully you can play. Ah, there's one right now.
Huh. I forgot this detail. I guess because you don't get this speech if you don't start as a conjurer. That like she speaks of magery as something else other than conjury. As a ancient agglomeration of vaguely understood spells and charms. And shapeless agglomeration, that's the word. Oh, this is where Gelmora comes from. Wow, there's a lot of plot in this like little conjurer-only dialogue that comes up later in the game.
Yep.
Not that much of a spoiler, but Gelmora shows up in some optional side content.
It occurs to me that if you just want to pick up the leveling circlet, that would probably save a lot of time and effort.
Yeah. Because
otherwise we have to wait to pick up all of this mail, which I'm doing because
Oh.
I'm not but
Got it. Yeah.
it's still extremely painful.
It has, Medell. It definitely has. Medell. Ugh. Should I go ahead and grab my starting job quest?
Yeah,
Class
go for it.
quest.
No reason not to.
You ready to join the Conjurers Guild? Yes. Oh, time to meet Brother E. Sumiyan. Conjurers in this game are really cool and really, like, not as, like, they're very different from how I thought of white mages in other games in the franchise.
Extremely. It's one of the reasons I like them.
Like, they're this whole, like, meditation area thing. They're hippie white mages.
Yep. As you'll probably see eventually, they have a philosophy that is not necessarily in line with what one would expect given the archetype they occupy.
Yeah. That's a good way of putting it.
You're not just going to be a useless healer.
Wow, the first sound to transmit from your game to the stream finally is, of all things, the mail arriving sound.
Pardon me. Be hearing a lot of that.
Yeah, it's just like, mail, 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 mail.
It's transmitting from the controller and not from the...
Oh.
If anyone cares, I'm playing from a PS4 so that we don't have to be in the same room, which would cause some difficulties with streaming at the moment.
Thaumaturgy, for those of you following along with the dialogue, is basically what you are before you become a black mage. So essentially what he just said is, yeah, white mages, black mages, rivals, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry. More than simply healers, yet not true dealers of destruction, conjurers realize their full potential when they employ their powers in support of others. This, my dear adventurer, is what it means to be one of us.
Precisely.
I vow to embrace nature.
Give that tree a big ol' hug.
Mm-hmm. That would be difficult. I am inside it right now. Ah, yes. The customary slay 3 of each of these 3 things quest.
Yeah.
That much is
It
not
is still
changed.
an MMO.
It's what?
Still an MMO at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It does worlds for the story, but it does still use the same trappings that every game ever does.
Mm-hmm.
There's only so much they can do.
Alright. I'm off on a run again. Gathering.
A jacket or something. This is so embarrassing.
Keep looking for the side quests. There's gotta be at least one that grants a chest piece.
Well, I just picked up my mail, so...
Oh, in that case. No trouble. Heck, if you picked up all your mail, it probably wants to take you out of your newbie gear and put you in, which is it? I know one of our better rewards is technically slightly better.
Leonhardt stuff.
Squall's outfit, that's it.
Yeah, I'd rather just die, so... I'll go naked before I wear Squall's attire.
Let me check my map here, but I am continuing to check all these side quests to find the ones that give gear. The others, honestly, I mean, all of these flesh out the world and the characters nicely, but are also really, also cool to save for, like, when you're leveling alts and things, and you want something to do on your alts besides just grinding out levels, so...
Here's the thing, you can do all the jobs on any given character, but you still have different levels of jobs, so...
Yeah. So right now I'm a level 2 Conjurer and a level nothing everything else, but eventually I could, like on my main character, I'm a level 80 Warrior, a level 80 Dark Knight, a level something pitiful Lancer, just all kinds of different things. Only Sims earns the achievement this one time at level 30? Huh. I thought that achievement was for... Pardon me. UI bug. Huh. Complete any level 30 quest. No, okay. For some reason I thought that would be the achievement for getting the ability to perform as a bard, since that also happens at level 30. And,
That does make sense.
right? Because this one time, at
Right.
you know what camp? Oh, wait a minute. Ethernet shard. Man, this guy really shows off rings well. Like, way better than Sagi does.
Nice.
Oh, right! The fair's going on! That's why there's suddenly all this, like, music.
Yeah. Moonfire Fair is a seasonal event, so... It happens every summer. It's usually a lot of fun. Still is.
Oh, I know what you're thinking. You were supposed to hide in trees to avoid contact with outsiders. Why ever would they agree to carry out letters? Why, indeed? If I had my way, I'd be curled up under the canopy of a nice oak, dreaming about some beautiful moglet with a rainbow-colored pom-pom kupo. But no. Huh?
Too much information.
But no, the moon had to go and drop from the sky, causing all that terrible commotion. Aetherites were shattered and link pearls rendered useless. From moons, the poor wingless people of Erosia had no way of communicating with each other, beyond screaming atop their yells, which no one really approved of, Kupo. That is, until the little horned ones asked us to assist them by delivering messages. At first we were wary of showing ourselves, worried that one of you might catch and skin us like you do every other forest furry. But once we saw how much we were appreciated, we knew we'd found our new calling, and I had personally promised to try and not read any along the way, Kupo.
Ooh, got foggy.
Your mailbox is a complete and utter mess! Yup. Can't carry any more campaign or Mog Station letters. Alright. Oh wait, I have to keep opening letters until I find the one that actually can... Oh gosh, so many tutorials. Stop. Oh no. I know. Until I actually find the right one. Nope.
If it's anything like mine, it's on the first page, kind of 2/3 of the way down.
Okay. See, part of what slows this down is that every time you grab a letter from a piece of mail, you briefly can't delete that letter.
Yeah. They used to not even make that clear, so it used to be kind of a game to figure out exactly how quickly you could hit the button without bottoming it out, and it was incredibly annoying, but they fixed that much.
I like how even the person writing these letters gets tired of writing custom letters for them after a while. Enclosed is a 4-piece set of Advent attire. May it... Never mind. Or is that just a Cloud reference?
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's a Cloud joke.
Oh.
Whatever.
Yeah. I still love this letter, though. Enclosed is a barren helm, a griffin flying mount, a wind-up cane high wind, and a file of Fantasia. May they take you back to the time when 4 was 2 and 2 was 4.
So good. They've stopped doing little clever things like that now. It was really mostly for veteran rewards of the game, so...
Yeah. I don't think the ones you buy from the Mog Station have ever had custom responses. But
nope.
All of the, like, special rewards like this.
You can still get all of those, but...
Yes, you can, but... I forgot, speaking of Super NES RPGs, I forgot they dropped a reference to the fan translation of Final Fantasy V in one of these.
Oh, yes.
Like, in case there was ever any question about whether Square knew about that fan translation.
So good.
Hey, Seer, even the letter for the collector's edition of Shadowbringers still has a custom note with it, though. So they're still doing it sometimes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, don't forget to get your Aetherite earrings, speaking of experience bonuses.
Thank you.
I guess that was the pre-order of Shadowbringers. This is the... Oh yeah. Hey Moogle, bring back those letters you sent back. I know, it's gonna take forever. Deal. Yeah, wants to put me in the Leonhardt outfit. Oh boy. That could be worse. I think I'll keep my normal though. Okay, I got my friendship circlet. I got my Aetherite earrings. I don't qualify for a brand new ring yet, so I've got all the experience bonuses I can right now without buying food. Time to return to running around and finding side quests and Aetherites.
I'm here at Parsemontre unless you have any other quests that you find.
Only the one by the Conjurer's Guild. Did you get that one?
Yes, I picked that one up.
Alright, cool.
All the other ones I checked didn't have gear attached, so...
Okay.
The interesting thing about gear here is we've kind of alluded to. So there's the gear you're wearing that has all the stats and stuff that are appropriate for your class and all that stuff. But past a certain level, you get the real game, which is the ability to layer over any appearance that you like. So, there's a saying that glamour is the true endgame, because literally people, including myself, may use this game as a bit of a dress-up tool. Coming up with like best appearances is definitely a major part of this game.
Oh, nice. You found some of your freebie gear that's wearable for you.
Yep. Still a little scantily clad on the bottom, but at least it's not completely embarrassing.
Damn it, I keep forgetting I don't have any gear sets, so I keep jumping when I try to hit triangle.
Ah, yeah.
Alright, I'm here. Let's talk to Parsemontre.
Alright.
Look here, you. Handing over items, a tutorial.
Here's how to use your hand. That's a one-track mind.
Yes, I can definitely tell these two hallways apart on appearance from these two screenshots. I definitely don't still spend most of my time whenever I go shopping here running back and forth trying to remember which end of the markets I need to even be in.
Nope.
You're not giving out gear, so fuck it. Alright, I still need to go visit the Lancer Guild and get their ether at Net Node.
Okay. Incidentally, while I complain about these scantily clad gear, to be honest, I don't mind. You know, there are a lot of really cool things you can do that are kind of scantily clad in this game, and that's great if it suits you. I'm just beyond tired of the 90% naked bunny girl archetype. I get it. They're amazing. We don't need to continue to rub it in everybody's face. They're also more than a sex toy.
Yep, here comes the cutscene. You have attuned yourself to all the Ethernet shards! Every time you attune to all the Ethernet shards, you get bonus destinations. So, that's why it's important to do it all.
Basically, it just gives you shortcuts to the convenient locations you'll need for leveling outside the city.
We done? Okay, cool. There's one more quest to check in here.
Pretty sure I checked that one and found nothing, but
Okay, damn.
might as well check it to be sure.
No, you're right. Well, back to Mother Mune with us then?
Sounds good. Which we can now use the Ethernet shard to achieve.
Hey! Saving us a long, well, not that long, but moderate run back.
It's not like I spend a lot of time looking at the word Genova on my screen typically, but something about having Midgard Stormer up there is like horribly distracting.
Huh, really?
Yep, I don't know why. Maybe it's just because it's so different than what I'm used to.
I mean, also Midgard Zormer, without spoiling anything significant, Midgard Zormer is a character in this story, Genova isn't.
Yep.
So it's, you know, probably, it could just be because you're like, oh wait, is something going on with Midgard Zormer?
That could be.
Yay! Ah, nuts. I actually have to go level before I can continue the main story.
No.
This is a rare thing that if you're doing things right, mostly only happens at this, like right here at the beginning.
How dare you make me play the game?
How dare they indeed. I don't know about you, but I got a couple of jobs I gotta go do anyway, so you wanna go, I don't know, murder some wildlife?
Sounds good. Use some bow practice. How'd you join a party?
Alright, I assume they probably tasked you with killing a bunch of creatures outside too?
Indeed. Specifically, ground squirrels, little ladybugs, and forest funguars.
Why, what a coincidence. That's the same scourge that I was tasked with killing.
We sure we joined different guilds?
The Conjurers did talk an awful lot about how to string a bow, now that you mention it. Oh, right, this thing. For some reason, at some point in the game, they decided to stop having the maps in the old zones be separate areas that you had to, like, explore. This was not new, this has been this way a while. And as a result, every time you enter one for the first time, you get the achievement for mapping it out.
Oh wow, that is an adorable Lalafell.
Oh yes, the little Jinx here.
Yep,
Yeah.
love it.
Great hair. Really dig the punky hair on Lalafell. That reminds me, I still haven't tried that Roman-ish looking hair on my on Sagi.
Yeah.
I keep needing to do that, and I keep forgetting because I like her top high ponytail so much. Well, what are we waiting for?
That messed up.
You grabbed the essential oil quest too, I assume, right?
I did.
Okay, cool. No, they consider us a threat.
Eh.
Here's how experience points work. Here's how fighting items work.
I leveled up! This area is quite busy.
Yeah, wow. You want to broaden out a little more, see if we can find an area that's a little less crowded?
Might as well.
I mean, these
Feel
enemies
bad
stop.
everything.
You what?
I feel bad two-shotting everything.
Yeah, I know. Of course, these enemies stop spawning past a certain point, but... Oh, 12.
Oh no. Did someone hit the wrong thing?
Yep, someone hit a sapling.
They need to run away because I am not powerful enough to
Yeah.
stop them.
I was just realizing that as I cannot save them.
Oh shit. Run!
Yep, on it. Besides, I'm just looking for more sources of ground squirrels. See? Yeah, look, all the way down here, there's more ground squirrels.
Perfect.
Yay, I saved someone's ass.
Nice job.
But I lost you.
Yep, you did. You, I'm apparently as dumb as a tree.
Oh no, did you jump off the cliff?
No.
No?
There you are.
Huh. Oh, I see. I'm all turned around. There's also scrolls over here. Cool. You know, since you're the one who sells and killing things, maybe I should let you take the lead.
I'm worried that if I do it, I'm gonna kill it because you have a casting time and I don't.
Oh, that's a good point. Super ground squirrels. Just need ladybugs and fungars now.
Why are we killing ladybugs?
For oil.
Cool.
We've got to squeeze them, obviously.
This is better.
Why? What do they do with ladybugs where you come from? Oh wait, that's it for ladybugs. Right. Fungars are further in, right?
Yes.
It's been a while since I did this. Huh. I didn't realize the quests out here are actually gated on you progressing the MSQ enough to be out here. Like, we couldn't pick up side quests in Bent Branch right now. MSQ stands for Main Scenario Quest. That's what people in the game refer to the main story as. When you see the quests with this icon here, the flaming quest icon, that's the MSQ. Oh, I got a high-quality Shriek Shrew.
In addition to the story being quite excellent, a lot of the game's like later systems and stuff are gated behind actual progression in the story itself.
Yes.
So that's why it's important to note which ones are actually story related, because you're gonna need to do that before you can get anything.
Right. Other MMOs, everything depends on your level, but in this game, your MSQ progress matters at least as much. Oh, that'll do it for me. Alright. Let's go turn these in, get ourselves a nice new pair of gloves, and hopefully please our respective job masters.
Give me a hot sec.
Alright.
I heard someone... Oh. Nope. Whoever said that is completely wrong, because I don't even have that mount right now.
Huh?
I heard someone making the argument that they thought the Final Fantasy VII motorcycle mount could be used from any level, but they're clearly wrong.
Ah. I'm pretty sure you can only use mounts once you've unlocked your chocobo. You know, the OG mount.
Yep.
Huh. You don't have the motorcycle?
I don't. I didn't get that one yet.
Oh, I see. So maybe once you get it, maybe it does? Maybe.
No idea. We'll find out.
We'll find out.
That's why I was wondering. I was like, wait, have I been seriously doing the newbie experience wrong this whole time? And I was like, I'm gonna check it later, and then I forgot that I didn't actually jobs that were lower than 50.
Run away, you fool!
Yep, he's got it.
Oh, he's got it. Alright, cool. Well, that wasn't him. Wow, there's a whole crowd up here now.
Yeah. That's the AFK people.
Speaking of EverQuest stuff, this is the only zone I know of where they have enemies spawn close enough to the guards that the guards actually have to act like guards.
There's a reason I said it was mostly like EverQuest.
Yeah, no, this area really is very EverQuesty, between the, the deep forest and the guards actually slaying and, mobs that get too close, and just, like, the general quest design this area usually has.
Shall we turn in our respective class quests and meet up at Brya?
Yeah, sure. I mean, my class quest is by Brya, so...
Good point. Well, I'll see you at Brya then.
Alright. I apologize to anyone who's here for the serious story, and, I quip about it because I've seen this before, but it is a really awesome story, and I shall try not to distract from it with my quipping.
Indeed.
I'm here first and foremost to share this story with you all, so...
This is the snark level of people who have been here for at least 2 years, a little more.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, gosh, we have, haven't we?
Yep.
Oh, man. It's my third Moonfire Festival. Damn.
Scary, I know, right?
It is, kinda, honestly. It's weird to think that when we joined, Stormblood was only as close to done as Shadowbringers is now. Like, we joined, and people were probably freaking the fuck out about patch 4.3, now that I understand what 4.3 had in it, and, like, we had no context for any of it, even if we heard it.
Yep. You could hear names, you could hear locations, you could hear anything, and it would just be like, huh?
Yeah, it all rolled off. I rolled off my back. If I heard any of it, it didn't matter.
These days you hear those things and go, oh, that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the entirety of Shadowbringers for me.
Like what?
Like the entirety of Shadowbringers for me.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Just one big massive, oh no. Don't get me wrong, it is absolutely, like, I say oh no, but the fact is, like, that was probably more of an emotional journey than anything I've played in the last 10 years. Mm-hmm. So.
Wow. Even more than Persona 5, huh?
I feel like it was probably a little more directly aimed at me, yes.
Fair enough.
To be fair, I was basically the target audience in a way that I'm not sure everybody would be, but it still leaves an impact on everyone.
Oh, definitely. As someone who's not in the target audience the same way you are, it still definitely left a hell of an impact.
I feel like the writer kind of basically just painted a target on my head at day one and never let up.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's for sure.
Me as a person and Raph as a character.
Just to give some context to anyone watching who's not familiar with the way the story is usually doled out in this game, the way things started working once they, kind of got their rhythm going is every major expansions are 2 years apart. They're separated by 5 large patches in between, which sometimes have smaller patches between them. Each of the large patches typically has a sizable chunk of additional story. So what happens is, during the transition between 2 expansions, you basically have a 3 patches worth of epilogue to the story you just finished, and then you have 2 patches of prologue to the next story. Now, it's not always super clear-cut. Like, frequently, the epilogue ends up, you end up kind of doing a little of each at the same time. One story's winding down while the other story is spinning up. But that's more or less how it feels. Like, you get 3 patches of epilogue. The point 3 patch always ends with some big set-piece fight that resolves some stuff from the main story that was not resolved during the story itself. And then the focus really shifts to building up to the next expansion. Yeah. It is interesting to me that they figured that out, given that I feel like my understanding from the way they developed it is that was somewhat accidental on their part, That they didn't originally intend that, but it worked out to be a good rhythm once they kind of stumbled onto it.
It really does. Keeps people from getting too bored.
Yeah, yeah.
Which, I feel like I'm almost never at that point, but...
Yeah.
It keeps the masses from rioting, so to speak.
Well, and it helps, each story can have stuff that dangles over each end a little, It gives you some time to get into the next expansion before the expansion proper drops. And stuff doesn't get resolved by the end of the expansion, still has a place to be resolved. So, Also, it means that everybody at this point is braced for the fact that when the story ends in the expansion, that's a huge highlight, but you know something even worse is coming 3 patches later.
Yep.
Which was definitely the case 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's far in advance of where we are now. I just wanted to explain why, sometimes you'll hear people talk about, like, they know what the future holds in this game, and it's because they have a very set rhythm at this point of, like, okay, this patch will add, a new wing to the, endgame 8-man raid, and this patch is, the finale to the epilogue of the story, and, there's sort of a rhythm at this point that's pretty set. It changes a little bit from time to time, but generally it stays stable enough that people feel safe, saying, well, we can expect this in this patch, this in this patch, and so on.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to actually do my turn-in now, because I've been standing here not wanting to interrupt Brother Isumiyan. Ah, yes, yours is a familiar look. The very picture of confusion! Ah, yes, hunting logs.
We'll get to show that off in a minute, since we still need another slightly more than half a level before we can do anything else.
Oh, I thought it was 4 for the next MSQ quest. Is it 5?
It's 5.
Damn.
Usually you gotta poke at least one fate if you want to get there without coming back here.
Huh, you sure? The map says that it should be available now.
Really? Huh.
Maybe they changed it when they revamped the MSQ.
Maybe. Cool.
Well, I'm here at Brya, ready when you are.
Alright. Yes.
Sure.
Trying on glasses.
Ah, understood.
I come to the conclusion that there's really only like one type of glasses she looks any good in, but the Aryan headdress is top.
Ooh. And that very headdress actually shows up on you?
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, like I said, Hrothgar and Viera also suffer from the same problem. A lot of the headgear just doesn't show up on them. But due to certain preferences for appearances among the dev team, the art team worked overtime to get glasses working on everyone.
I approve.
Yes, true people of culture.
And given that Raph basically lives in anything even remotely resembling glasses, I'll take it.
Let's see, while we're waiting here, what else is important to know about this story? So, as I've kind of alluded to, the main scenario quest is as much a gate as your level in this game. Honestly, if you're on a preferred world where you're going to have an experience buff for rolling on that world, rolling meaning creating a character, then characters on preferred worlds often end up like out-leveling the MSQ, so really you end up gated on the MSQ completely and not level at all. What's that? Folks, stuff like that is the kind of stuff you just sometimes learn to live with in FF14. Sometimes you see people in, combat outfits, sometimes you see people in skimpy clothing, and sometimes you see people in a bikini and a giant chocobo head.
Oh, 12.
Welcome to FF14, everybody. Oh, you know what I could be doing? I could be using some of these inventory items that I picked up out of the mail. This is the Black Mage barding for the chocobo I don't have yet. This is Behemoth barding for the chocobo I don't have yet.
Hypothetically, what are we waiting on?
You.
Where am I supposed to be?
You said you were going to meet me at Brya.
Oops. Sorry, I was an idiot. Just went ahead to turn that in.
Oh, okay.
Feel free. I forgot I was supposed to be waiting.
No worries.
So,
Hi, Brian. I'm back. Yes, I know my friend was here earlier. I'm not actually level 5 to use these gloves yet, but... I also like doing that quest when I'm a conjurer, because that oil comes back later on, as I recall, so...
Yep.
You don't have to do that quest for it to show back up later, but I think it adds a nice touch to feel like, oh, it's the oil that I made.
Yep. Yeah, by the way, there's another gear quest here.
Yeah, I just noticed a whole bunch of new quests appeared. Which quest is the gear quest that you found?
Derision of Labor. It's over by Mother Mione again.
Okay. Is it a hat yet?
No, it's pant. Oh, here's a shirt one as well in the same area.
Alright, I'm getting the impression here. Wow, pretty good.
Fireworks.
Ah, yes! Another part of the festival that's going on. Yeah, I realize we've gotten very little of the actual story done here, but I'm starting to get hungry. Are you starting to get hungry?
Yeah, I can definitely stand to eat, and things are closing on us.
Yeah, things are gonna close on us soon. Perhaps we should wrap this up for now. Once I, nope, not that one. Once I get caught up with you. Hey, since you're over by Mother Mione already, is the quest level 4?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Try to check this level 2 quest that I found hiding too.
Alright, so which quests have you taken now, so I can make sure that I'm in line with you?
The 2 from the Carline Canopy, Hard Nut to Crack and Derision of Labor.
Alright. Huh, yeah.
No, the level 2 quest has nothing.
Okay. Oh, the Iron Snapple quest! Which means, oh my gosh! This guy has dialogue where he's crunching if you come talk to him during the tutorial.
Oh, wow.
I guess I did it on the stream, and now it's coming back!
Nice.
Oh, 12. The alliteration.
Begin.
I forgot Celestine, like, desperately tries to poke a hole in the fourth wall here. Alright, I took the 2 quests in here. So we talk to Mother Mione and call it a night?
Sounds good.
No, I haven't visited it. You know why? Because they wouldn't talk to me over there until I took this quest.
You could have visited it, we just couldn't have talked to anybody.
I guess that's true.
It's kind of easy to wander down there if you're trying to get some distance on other players.
That's true. Especially back when you had to do more level grinding at this point in the story to get here.
Yeah.
It's very easy to end up down there just following fates or enemies.
Cut off the fate system next time, most likely.
Yeah. Yes, the underbrush tends to fight back, as we saw. Alright, well that's that. Next time we'll be off for, gosh, just delivering all kinds of stuff at the Bannock, it looks like.
Yep.
This has been fun, though. I'd be happy to pick this up later tonight if anyone's interested, but otherwise, I don't know. It's been good streaming for all of you, if anyone's been listening in. We're hoping to get... yeah, let's see what my happy is. But, yeah, thank you all, anyone who's been listening in. We'll pick this up later. We're also hoping to get all of these archived to YouTube somehow. So, yep, until then, y'all have a good evening.
Good night.